Okay, so in this video, sorry about the other videos, there won't be any for the case 2 box openings, because something went wrong, but we'll go over the pulls from the case for case number 2. So for the rulers, we ended up with 6 apprentice male and then 6 apprentice female. So normal. But then the next to the Highlander, we ended up with only 5 of the male versions, but then we ended up with about 7 of the female. So it seems like it averages out where you get 12 of each ruler, but then it may be slight variance in the gender. Because then again, we did get 7 of the male knights, and then only 5 of the female knights. For 3 stars, it's still like about the same as like the other case, where you get minimum of 8 to 9. The lowest you get is like 8 of one copy. So for like Schrodinger's cat, we ended up with 9 copies. For Backpacker, we ended up with 9 copies as well. And then 8 copies of Flick, and then 8 copies of Crystal. And then for blue, about 9 copies of the Dragon of Wales, 9 copies of the Rampart Elephant, 8 copies of Victor, and then 8 copies of the Armament Factory. For red, again, 9 copies of Kongo, 8 copies of Mikage, 8 copies of Sakura Spirit, and then 8 copies of Tatarija. And then for yellow, about 9 copies of Wolf, 9 copies of Umbrellas, 8 copies of Paula, then 8 copies of Eris. And then for Sword of Destiny, ended up with 9 copies. So pretty standard. And then next for the high rarity 3 stars, normally you get about 2 of each version, but then in this, and then usually get like about 2 of them you'll be like duplicates, so some will have 3. But this one actually was shorted on one of them, so we'll go over through that. So we got 2 of Backpacker, 2 Flick. We did get 3 Crystal, 3 Schrodinger's cat, 2 Rampart, 2 Dragon, 2 Victor, 2 Factory, 3 Kongo, 2 Mikage, 2 Spirits, 2 Tatarijas, 2 Umbras, 2 Paula, and then we only got 1 Eris, and then 2 Wolf, and then 2 of the Sword of Destiny. So normally you get again 2 of each, but then for this case, the first case had 2 of each, and then had like 2 extra, but then this one had 3 cards had an extra. So now we'll move on to the 4 stars. So again, with the 4 stars, because you get 16 per box and there's 17 total, you get shorted a few. So there are a few that you'll get 6 of for most, and then there'll be a few that you'll get only 5 copies of. And then there's certain ones you wanna have like more of. You want to be the 6 of. So for like the pink, Zap 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 had 6 of the of Zap Zap Zap, which is really good for the 4-star. 6 of Arthur. This one we had 5 of Malevolous Prime, and then 5 copies of Tiger of Id. For blue, we had 6 copies of Hades, 6 copies of Kong, and then we got lucky and we had 6 copies of Alice, and then 6 copies of Becky. So for blue we had actually the 6 copies of each, so it's almost pretty much we had 1 per box. For red, we had 6 of Gasha Dokuro. We had 6 of the Kami's Vessel. We had 6 of the 1,000-Year Sakura. And then 5 of the Aramisaki. For yellow, we had 6 of the Viola, which is the box topper, which is a little fortunate. This is probably the one you want to have like 5 of in your, if you open up like a case. We had 6 of Alagiri. We had 5 of the Albavolts, and then 5 Shioris. And then lastly we had 5 of the Maiden of Bleach Bones. For the high rarity 4 stars, you get 4 of each, so again you get 1 of each. You get 4 of these per box, so you get about 1 copy of each, and then there's 7 extras, so there's certain ones you want duplicated. But then again, there are also ones that you don't want. So for this is one of the duplicates we have is we had an extra Arthur, so 2 Arthurs, 1 Malevolous Prime, 1 Tiger of Id, and then 1 Zap Zap Zap. So like if anything, I would want this one to be duplicated. We had 2 Hades, 1 Kong, 1 Becky, and then 1 Alice, and again Alice is probably the one you want duplicated out of the blue. We had 2 Gasha Dokuro. This was actually a pretty good one to have a duplicate of. 2 Aramisakis, 2 Kami's Vessels, and then 1 1,000-Year Sakura. This one is also probably another one you want to be duplicated. For yellow we had 2 Shioris. This one's actually not bad. 2 Algiris, 1 Abavolt, and then 1 Viola. And then for the black you had 1 Maiden of Bleach Bones. For the legends, again, still pretty stereotypical, where you get 2 of each legend. So again, 2 Lord, 2 Captain Liberty, 2 Captain OMG, 2 Koga, 2 Magvarius, and then 2 Blaze Vortex. And then for the Uber Rares, again, you did get 1 of each of the 6 legendaries. So 1 Lord, 1 Captain Liberty, 1 OMG, 1 Koga, 1 Magvarius, and then 1 Blaze Vortex. And then we had 3 Uber Rare 4 stars, I think. Yeah, so we had the first one is of Kong. Second one is of Arthur. And the third one is Gada Shokuro. And then we had 1 3-star Uber Rare, which is the same in like the other case where we had 3 Uber Rare 4 stars and then 1 Uber 3-star. And then we had, for this one, we had 1 Foil Knight. So normally you get 2, or in the last case we had 2 Foil Rulers. But in this one, I think the for the last card, we were lucky enough to get these Secret Rare, which is the question mark numbers. Sorry if it's hard to see. Card is really textured. So this is the question mark secret rare. So again, at some points it's really textures hard to see, but again, this is the Blazing Judgment of Magvarius. So again, this is the secret rare, and this one replaced our foil ruler. So it looks like it replaces the second slot in the for the uber rare or foil ruler. So that is all for the second case. And that's actually all the ratios you have. So they're pretty close to each other in terms of like what you get per case. And then there's just gonna be some variance when it comes to the foils, especially for like the 2 stars and the 1 stars and even the starter deck ones. So with that, thanks for watching.